Now, let's get into today's lesson. Today we're going to talk about psychobiotics. Psychobiotics are probiotics in your gut, but they are specifically committed to your brain. See, these are very important, but first we have to understand why probiotics are so important for your brain. You see, in 2004, they took two groups of rats. One, they completely removed the so-called germs. The other, they left the germs in their gut. Then they were both exposed to a stressful experience. Meow. The group that had their germs removed way overreacted. And that's when scientists came to the conclusion that there was a gut-brain connection. Then the question was, does this apply to humans? Turns out it doesn't. Turns out psychobiotics are the key. Psychobiotics are what help produce neurotransmitters. Neurotransmitters are what your cells use to communicate with one another in your brain. And they're important for the gut-brain connection. You know when you have that gut feeling? Well, turns out that expression actually has a scientific meaning. You see, your psychobiotics also help produce important neurotransmitters like acetylcholine. Acetylcholine is very essential, and over time, we oftentimes lose our acetylcholine, which means our level of acetylcholine goes down. That neurotransmitter is very important. One of the key things that it does is not only does it help, it's important for you, your breath and your heart, stuff that you just subconsciously do, or just not even consciously, your heart always pumps and you don't have to think about it. That's because of acetylcholine. But also your brain power. Now, your gut converts choline, which is found in foods, into acetylcholine, and psychobiotics are essential for that. Also, happiness is produced in the gut, not the brain. Serotonin, the feel-good hormone, is a neurotransmitter, and guess what? It's produced in the gut. So psychobiotics are very important, but how do you get your probiotics? How do you get the psychobiotics? Well, you can take probiotic supplements, and you can feed your gut prebiotics, which is essential on a day-to-day basis. But there's this one source of probiotics that I found is far superior, the best one I've seen, and it is kefir. You see, there are two types of kefir. There's water kefir grains and milk kefir grains. Now, these aren't actually grains, they're bacteria. No one really knows where they originated from, and you can't buy them because they don't grow from the ground. You have to get them from someone who already has them. And when you have the grains and you start culturing them, you start feeding them, they make kefir, and they multiply like crazy. Now, the milk kefir grains, you can use dairy, you can use coconut milk, you can use almond milk, nut milks. So that is awesome. With the kefir, you boost up, you get so much probiotics, it is a powerhouse, it is awesome. And for the water kefir, it's quite interesting because these grains, you actually have to add sugar. Now, Daniel, isn't sugar a genius deactivator? Yes, it is. But what the kefir grains do is they eat up the sugar and produce probiotics and good bacteria. Isn't that interesting? And you can add any flavor you want. You can add blueberries, raspberries, strawberries, whatever you want to have the kefir for your taste. And that is just amazing. Kefir is a huge subject on its own. But I suggest you look into it, try to make your own kefir from real grains. Not those little starter kits you buy, because these grains can last forever. Well, if you constantly feed them, they will multiply and multiply, and you give them as gifts, and they are going to feed your microbiome and help you activate your inner genius.